Tulsa's church studio is undergoing a multi-million-dollar transformation that its owners believe will make it one of the top 5 recording studios in the entire country. Once owned by the legendary Leon Russell, the studio has hosted a who's who of rock royalty. And as Rich Lenz reports, Leon is now back to greet visitors at the front door.
Sculptor Jim Franklin and his crew are working intently to get the mounting of his latest artwork just right. After all, a larger-than-life Leon Russell is looking down intently to make sure they do.
I wanted to say welcome to start with, and primarily I wanted to be the iconic figure of Leon, the man who is a legend in the music world. And we want him to be the legend that he is and the person that he was and that expression on his face.
Franklin hails from Perry, Oklahoma, and his resume includes a size and a half bronze of Oklahoma Sooner running back Billy Sims, located outside of Owen Field. Like Sims, Franklin didn't know much about Russell before he began this project back in 1917, and for him, that's the fun part.
The beauty part of what I do is the history. And it's going back and finding out who is this guy? Where did he come from? Why is he such an icon? Why is he such a revered figure in the music world? And finding that out, yeah, it's worth its weight in gold.
Or in this case, bronze. 500 pounds of it being lowered oh so carefully into place on Monday afternoon, under the watchful and excited eye of the church studio's latest owner, Teresa Knox.
I'm a huge Leon Russell fan, and I'm a collector of Leon Russell memorabilia. And it's a little over 5 years ago, I saw the church and the condition that it was in, and I thought that would be just a great project. It's my 4th historic property to restore. And so that's how I got the idea, and early on it just took a life of its own, including figuring out how to have a life-size Leon greet all of the visitors that come to see us.
Knox is a successful entrepreneur who has invested $10 million to date to restore and reimagine this iconic property that she recently succeeded in getting listed on the National Register of Historic Places.
It is in a small cohort of other historic recording studios. There aren't that many here in America. So we have Motown, we have RCA Studio B, we have Muscle Shoals, and we have Capitol Records. So we're so honored that the church studio is in that group of historic recording studios.
But with that recognition came the mandated challenges of historical preservation.
We wanted to honor the legacy of the original church that's over, as you say, over 100 years old, but also what Leon did. So it had to have the 70s vibe, but it had to look the way Leon had it in 1972. But we learned a lot of things about recording studios, and a lot of changes have happened with how recordings happen as far as acoustical design and engineering. So we were trying to satisfy all of those.
The statue depicts Russell in the stage clothes he wore during his 1972 world tour. And when he wasn't on the road, Russell was inviting his many famous friends to come to Tulsa to record in his new state-of-the-art studio.
Leon Russell was one of the top touring artists in America in 1972, and that's when he came back to his hometown of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he bought the church and turned it into this amazing world-class recording studio. Leon was kind of the musician's musician, so many people descended upon Tulsa during that magical 1970s time period. I think Tom Petty got his start right here at the church studio and signed to Shelter Records with Leon. George Harrison, Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan, Bonnie Raitt, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, the Wailers, Kansas. Willie Nelson was here for almost a year with his sister recording.
Been so many places in my life and time.
Leon Russell was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2011 and passed away in November of 2016. The completely renovated church studio, which includes a large new addition, is expected to open sometime early in the new year and welcome not only world-class musicians looking for an amazing space in which to record, but it will also host small concerts and other events. And everybody who visits will pass by Oklahoma's greatest rock star as they enter.
It's a feeling of relief the project is complete, and it's a feeling of euphoria because people who say, yeah, good job, I like it, it looks like Leon, that's the payoff right there.